I am now going back into the church in The Curse of Captain Ender. I am going to Daniel's office quickly, and we are going to explore the redstone circuits and command blocks in Daniel's office. I have removed planks in the floor in the hall before Daniel's office and also in Daniel's office. I'm going to drop down back here and try to get a vantage point. Daniel's office is that way. I'm going to try to come over to the first block. The first command block has the command to test bar at player, radius is 2. And then the conversation begins, and all of these are parts of conversation until it starts changing towards the end of the conversation, just ahead behind the church, follow the road. That's towards the end of the conversation. Give at P mushroom stew. That's when the mushroom stew appears in the inventory. And then set block 60, 65, 41 air. And I'll go back to that in just a minute. So after the player gets the mushroom stew, there is a set block to air at 60, 65, 41, which is the block between that initial command block and this redstone repeater. This comparator gets set back to air in the sequence here, and then the sequence moves on. More conversation, follow the path behind the church to get to the ruined church. Speak with Jonathan by giving him the mushroom stew. There is another test for a player in this location, and at this location, clone 60, 63, 38, 60, 63, 38. That is the block to be cloned, and it's going to be cloned to 60, 65, 41. So we have had the comparator set back to air, and then this last command block puts the comparator back in place. I think this is a reset button and command block for the developers. Okay, notice this block, the comparator, 60, 64, 38. And it might have slightly, and this is 60, 63. It said 64 previously because I was above it. Okay, now I'm on top of that block, kind of within that space where that block is, and that is 60, 63, 38. And if you're going to clone a chest or anything, that is something that requires great attention to detail. Everything must be exact or it will not work. I have broken the block. Let's see if that comparator gets replaced. And it does. I don't think players interact directly with this block. I think this is something that the developers perhaps put in, so if they had to go fix something, they could go in and try and fix it. I do want to try and follow this sequence of the redstone. So I'm going to have the other player walk into the office. Watch carefully. There it goes. And you can see the conversation has begun. The other player got mushroom stew. However, I did not. This time I am going to go myself in proximity to this block. Move the other player out of the way. There it goes. Okay. So I did set it off. There's the mushroom stew from the command block. And the sequence is complete. And I am holding the mushroom stew, and you can also see it in my inventory. I now have a vantage point to film, and I'm going to have the other player approach the first command block and then move across to that command block, that next command block that tests for a player within the two block radius. And what I want to do is to capture redstone activation of the cloning block. The original comparator is replaced by air. I want to see the comparator disappear, sequence progresses, and then towards the very end, the comparator reappears. Thank you, Daniel, for the mushroom stew, and that is all for this video.